I'm Samantha Brown, professional organizer, decluttering specialist, and business coach. I created Pro Organizers Coach podcast to empower you to reach new heights in your business. I am on a mission to build a supportive sisterhood of passionate professional organizers. So whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just getting started, this podcast is for you. Welcome to step 4 of the Called and Confident framework. Today, we are on the second L, which is leverage your strength. So first, we did clarify your vision. And then A, we did align your passions. L was learn from your past. And now this L is leverage your strengths. Then in the next 2 videos, make sure to subscribe because we're going to envision your ideal client and then we're going to define your mission for your business. This framework that I've created is to help you create a mission-driven business that is rooted in authenticity and faith. Each letter represents a critical step toward discovering and embracing your calling. You need to create a business that feels authentic, it is meaningful, and it's aligned with your unique purpose so it can thrive. When you do this, it leads to messaging that attracts the ideal clients that you deserve, and the relationships that you create are grounded in connection and they are impactful for people, which is how your business is going to grow. All right, the goal of this episode is to help you identify your God-given strengths and understand how these talents can form the foundation of your calling. So step 1, we are going to list your strengths. So grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to take some time and identify tasks that come easily to you. If at any point throughout this you need to pause me, write, and then of course hit play again and keep watching and listening. For example, for me, I have an eye for creating order. I'm great at planning. My faith is definitely a strength of mine. I'm great at taking things one step at a time and breaking them down. I have a natural way of making people feel comfortable with me. The other thing is I hate using the word empath, but have discernment, and I am an empath. I feel people's energies more than I hear what they're actually saying to me a lot of the times, which helps me to coach better, and it helps me to help them when we're organizing or whatever it is I'm doing in my life. It helps me to dig a little deeper to help them figure out things that sometimes maybe they don't even understand. So I would say those are my strengths. Now make sure to list some of yours, and then I'm going to go ahead and go on to step 2. I remember when I first started my business and I was trying to figure out my calling, I had so much trouble knowing what I was good at. I had no idea. Now I know what I'm good at because I've been doing this for a while. But back then it was so hard for me to figure out, what are my strengths? What am I naturally good at? What am I talented at? So I wanted to give you a step of gather some feedback. Ask friends and family what they believe your strengths are. Maybe ask them, hey, how would you describe me to someone else? Or what would you say that my strengths are if you were describing me to someone else? Maybe ask them, hey, what would you call me for help with? Because then that's also, if they would call you for help with X, Y, and Z, well, then that's probably a strength of yours, right? So make sure to gather some feedback. For me, my friends would tell me that I'm super easy to talk to, that they don't ever feel judged. They tell me now that I'm an organized person and that I have a gift for making overwhelming tasks feel manageable. They say that they know they can call to ask for help with anything. And that even if I don't have the answer, they know that I will help them figure out the answer. All right, step 3, we want to identify strength-based activities. So what tasks make you feel confident and skilled? Like when you are doing them, you are like, man, I am where I'm supposed to be. This gives me confidence. So for me, I love making a good checklist. creating efficient systems, breaking things into small, manageable tasks. I also love interacting with people in a way that I know is going to help them, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically in their spaces. And then the other place that I thrive is anything physical. So for me, when I used to work with the autistic kids, they gave away these awards at one point that they went around the building, and for everyone that worked there, they came up with these weird awards. And mine was the Busy Bee Award. And they were all laughing about it, but they're like, Samantha, you're constantly doing something. And I do, like when I'm doing something, when there's a physical task that needs to be done and it's something that I know that I can do, or I know the steps that need to be taken, I thrive in that. And I love that they gave me the Busy Bee Award because I love being busy, not busy that doesn't matter, but the kind of busy that is helping others. All right, number 4, I want you to match your strength to others' needs. So consider how your strengths that you wrote down could meet someone's needs. How could that be something that someone else that's not their strength? And so how would you be able to come in and help them with that thing? And then the other question I want you to ask yourself is, what would you love to be known for helping others with? This is huge because as an organizer and as your calling, there are so many different ways that this can go. There's a lot of organizers that end up writing books, or they end up creating courses, or they end up being online, or they end up doing workshops in person. There's so many different avenues that being an organizer can take you. And maybe you're not meant to be an organizer. Maybe you're meant to be a home decorator, or you're meant to actually start a cleaning business. It doesn't have to be that you're becoming an organizer. In this framework, I just wanted you to start looking at, what are you actually called to do? What are your natural talents? What has God gifted you with? And so asking yourself, like, what would you love to be known for that you help others with? That is a powerful question that I want you to spend some time answering. Right now, you can just write it down and then come back to it. But what would you love to be known for helping others with? All right. And then I wanted to give you a few things. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I'm going to give you a few of the biblical gifts that are, the gifts that God gives us. And then I'm going to give you a few examples of kind of work-related gifts and talents that a lot of us have, just to give you a few examples. So for the biblical gifts, there's faith, giving, helps, which is one that I know I have, which is helping others, administration work, giving, healing, hospitality. Are you known for being hospitable with others? Mercy. Are you good at giving people mercy when they don't deserve it? Serving is a talent, wisdom, teaching. And then when it comes to the work side of things, there is the types of things that might be your strengths are listening skills, having empathy, sales skills, marketing, decision making, problem solving, being optimistic. That's a huge one if you've got that. Self-awareness, motivation skills, humor, being able to adapt. Those aren't all of them, obviously, but those are some of the things that I just wanted to get your mind thinking that are strengths that, look at those and be like, hey, I am good at that. And I think I'm good at this other thing too. And at this point, it's just about calling it forward and becoming aware of it. So in the next 2 episodes, we can take all of the stuff we've learned about ourselves in the first 4 episodes, and now we can turn them into our ideal client and our mission for our business and for ourself going forward. Because again, the way your business is going to thrive, whatever business it is that you create, you need a mission, you need to be on mission, and you need to know that you are called to this, because there are days that get so hard. But when I pull myself back and I'm like, all right, Samantha, you are on a mission to help these women. And when I know exactly who I'm helping, like for instance, I'll give you a little tip, which we'll go into in the next episode, but my avatar's name, like you listening, is Sarah Grace. And Sarah Grace, like I will go all into the example of who Sarah Grace is, but I guarantee it's going to describe a lot of who you are because you're listening to me. And when I create my content, when I am learning new skills, when I am doing anything in my business and in my life, it's all to help Sarah Grace, which is you because you are listening to me. And I am so thankful to you for listening. And we have our last step, which is I want you to make sure that you are thanking God for your gifts. They are called gifts for a reason. God gave them to you. And practice gratitude for the strengths that God has given you. And maybe you write it on a note card somewhere, but something as simple as I'm grateful that God has given me the gift of organization and clarity. I want to use these gifts to serve others in a way that brings him glory. If you were to write something along those lines or whatever comes to you and put it somewhere where you're going to see it, it's going to remind you that it starts with thankfulness to God for the gifts that we have and for what we've walked through and for him turning the bad stuff that we've walked through for our good because we've learned from it and it's built our character and our strengths and our skills and everything. And then now being able to use that to turn back and help others. That is a huge blessing that a lot of people in life do not get to experience. And so I am so proud of you for being on the journey that you want to take what you've walked through and now turn around and help others that are behind you, even if it's just a step or two behind you, but others that are behind you on their way up, that you want to make it easier for them, that you want to help them along. Thank you for that. I'm so proud of you for being that kind of person. And I know that God sees it and is going to be blessing you mightily for what you are doing and for the work that you are putting in now. You have God-given strengths that make you so unique and beautiful. So today, I want you to write down 3 things that come naturally to you, the things that others often ask you for help with, or that the things maybe that your friends ended up saying that, you possess, and then share at least one of those strengths in the comments below. I would love to hear what you come up with. You can share all of them with me. I would love to hear from you. It warms my heart when you all comment because it helps me know that you're getting what it is that I'm saying and that it's helping you. And so please comment, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to go into the show notes or the description for all of the ways that we can work together if you're interested in working together further. And then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next 2 episodes of the Called Framework. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.